Namaskaram, all Atmas. Today, while doing my Samadhi Dhyan, I asked that question to my Atmaguru Lord Shiva as to why man suffers from disease like diabetes, cardiac problem, BP, kidney problem, cancer, all these things. Is the food what he eats is the cause for the disease, or the mind? Because people, especially who are suffering from chronic disease, they have been told, you see a lot of videos, lot of YouTube videos, and also even the doctors say, those who are having diabetes, they should not take sugar, they should not, they should restrict the salt, they should not take carbohydrates like rice. All these things they say. But those who are affected by this diabetes or cancer or all these things, once having diagnosed, they are taking these medicines lifetime. Despite taking these medicines, despite controlling their diet, their disease is not getting cured and they die out of the disease. If that be the case, what is the value of these medicines what they are taking, and what is the food diet planning, diet control what they are doing? If this food and the medicine is not curing the particular chronic disease, the man dies out of the disease. Then where the things are going wrong? What is the problem with me? Why he is taking, despite taking medicine, he is dying out of the chronic disease? So this shows that food or the medicines what one eat, it cannot cure these chronic diseases. Then something else is important, that where the man is missing, and that is the cause for continuing chronic disease. What is that? I asked. We explained very simply. See, if you see, there is a pot and there is a tap. So water flows into this pot. So the entire water gets filled up. If the entire pot gets filled up, what we have to do is we have to stop the tap. But the water is flowing, but the pot is not filling. If that is the case, what is the problem? There is a hole in the bottom. So the water is flowing out of that hole in the pot. So when the hole is there in the pot and the water is flowing, when the pot can get filled, the tap has to be completely always kept open. The water will flow and it goes out of that pot hole. Similarly is the case, he said, similarly is the case with the human being. This hole in the pot, this pot is nothing but our physical body. The water what is being filled is nothing but the medicines what they are taking. But this whole, what this whole refers to is, in this body, the whole refers to the mind, the buddhi. Man's buddhi, man's mind is not being controlled. Because of that, because he is facing similar situations in his life, and his gunas, his character, his traits, his attitudes, his behaviors is not changing. Because of that, what happens? Yesterday he faced a situation where he got angry. Today he is facing a situation, he is getting angry. Day before yesterday he faced a situation, he got fear. Earlier one situation he faced, he had jealousy. In another situation he got hatred. In another situation he got cunningness. In another situation he got crookedness. I told you about the Ravana's 10 heads. That is anger, fear, hatredness, cunningness, crookedness, jealousy, lust. So there are vengeance attitude. Then the greed, one has got the greed, very powerful. The lust, greed, jealousy, hatredness, all these things man is facing. When he faces the events in life, he is affected by it. He is getting attached to everything. The attachment, the expectations, as long as this continues to remain in his subconscious mind, which reverberates every time, the whole will become wide. When the whole becomes wide, the more you take medicine, the more you take diet control medicine, food, whatever things you take, it will just vanish. And your disease continue to brood further, and the disease, because when the disease started, I asked him, when the disease started, a man, when he was a child, he didn't have the disease. When he has grown to a youth, he didn't have the disease. When he has grown to the adult, he didn't have the disease. After 40 years, the disease is coming. He is coming to know. That too when the man faces some kind of problem, suddenly he gets giddiness, and suddenly he gets headache, and suddenly he falls. Then you go to doctor, the doctor does all the tests, and then he diagnoses that you are having cardiac problem. There is a block in your heart. The headache, there is a tumor in your head. Brain tumor is there. Giddiness, you have the BP, you have the diabetes problem. There is no proper urine for kidney problem is there, kidney stone is there. So only when we get the pain, then only we go. The pain is the root cause to identify the cause, identify the disease. But the doctors diagnose and then they give medicines based on the problem you are facing after diagnosing. But they cannot tell how this disease has come to you, what is the cause of the disease, where it has started. They cannot tell. Because for all the disease, it is our, that's what he said. I asked him, what is the cause, when it has started, where it has started. He says, all because of your mind. How your buddhi reacts to events in life. And that is the cause. See, in our body we have Annamaya Kosa, Pranamaya Kosa, Manomaya Kosa, Vijnanamaya Kosa, Anandamaya Kosa. The most important part in this kosa is the Manomaya Kosa. And that is the Manomaya Kosa only activates the entire body. This body, physical body, acts based on the how our buddhi directs us to act. And this Pranamaya Kosa is only the energy. When mind tells you do this, the energy immediately activates this physical body to do. So the energy flow and the physical body does act, and the energy makes the physical body to act. But the buddhi, what is here, the buddhi that activates the senses, and that senses makes the energy to activate and make the physical body to do the act. So the main karta is this place is our Manomaya Kosa. So what he says, here in Manomaya Kosa, there are 7 places. See, there are 7 chakras in our energy body, which corresponds to first head, then face, then throat, then heart, stomach, kidney, and the buttocks are base. So this is head course, Sahasrara chakra, this is Agi chakra, this is Visuddhi chakra, throat, Anahata chakra, heart, Manipura chakra, this stomach, Svadhisthana, that is the exit point. Exit, that is through the ass, through the kidney, the exit flows, liquid and solid, Svadhisthana. And Muladhara is our energy. All our energy lies there. It is Kundalini Shakti, intellectual energy. In the Manomaya Kosa, correspondingly, in our head we have this brain, and brain is that activates our intellect. The intellect is activated by our conscious mind, and in the depth of the conscious mind we have the subconscious mind. And in this second place is face, where we have these 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. Skin is the cause for feeling. Then the chest, between throat and chest, this here lies the ego. And then Atma. The Atma is connected to Paramatma. Then 5th place is Gunas, and 6th place is our outlet. Whatever negativity we have to throw it out. and the seventh place is the Kundalini Shakti. What you say is, the man's birth is based on his karmas. So whatever past karmas, so God sends a person, the Atma, to a particular body, to a particular family, to release his past karmas. Accordingly, he has been placed in particular family. A person is born as the head of the first son, with the 5 sisters, and father dies early. So the first son has got duty to give education to his sisters and make them to get married. That means he has got a lot of karma, based on which he has been taken the birth. So according to one's karmas, how to release the karmas, a person takes birth. The karmas may be released through by doing our duties. The karmas also get released through our disease. The disease is also a part of release of karmas. The pain one suffers is also the path of release of our karmas. So he gives birth. Some people have chronic disease at the time of birth itself. Some people have this insanity. Some people find, we see that their brain has not grown. So these are all because of their past karmas. They come to this world to release those karmas. So according to these karmic factors, one takes the birth, and in this life they have to do this, release their karmas by doing their duties, by facing the pain, by facing the disease. But in most of the cases, in common man, if you see, the disease starts only after a certain stage. Young age, you don't find any disease. They are hale and healthy. So what this is, when a child is taking birth, conceived in the mother's womb, at that time the eggs and the sperms react and they create cells. The cells start generating. Once it is conceived, the generation of cells are more than disintegration. When the cells are being formed, some disintegrates. But the cell generation is more. That's why after 9 months, the more cell generation may give the full shape of the body of the person. Then they come out. And from the time of birth to 20 years, the generation of cells is more. That's why they grow physically, mentally, everything. From 20 to 40, the generation and disintegration are equal. So the body growth stops, and the intellectual growth already they gain experience, knowledge, everything, and they put into practice. And above 40, the disintegration of cells is more than generation. Then we have hair becomes grey, our skin becomes shrinking, and this disintegration from 40 to 60, it takes the low intensity. From 60 above, intensity will become more. So disintegration after 40, it continues. But nowadays people, before even below 40, they get disease mainly because they are unable to face the situations in life successfully, because their mind is not mature enough to face the situations in life. Because in the subconscious mind, they have past experiences which are, the more the past experiences are negative, the more the disease becomes faster. That's what it says. So here, in the subconscious mind, so the whole here in the part refers to our gunas. The gunas is given in the, so here if you see the Sahasrara Chakra head, there our brain cells are there. These brain cells here, this conscious mind is watching. When you are awakened, the conscious mind is functioning. And the conscious mind, with the 5 senses, identifies this is the color, this is the person. So once it sees the color and everything is identified by our intellect. And whatever experience now we are having, it gets stored inside the subconscious mind. So buddhi, conscious, the inner portion, the storing point is the subconscious mind. And in the face we have 5 senses. And in the throat point, this here we have ego. And Atma is there. Here, main factor for disease, these are the 3 places. What is that? The buddhi, conscious mind, subconscious mind, ego, and in the Atma we have the guiltiness. And the guiltiness will get stored in the Atma. The Atma Bharam, what you say. And the gunas. And the gunas means our traits. So every day we are facing various situations in life. Those situations is in the conscious mind sees, the senses get attracted. The attraction leads to desires, anger, jealousy, hatredness. That's mainly because the senses, ego, and the buddhi get connected together. These experiences get stored in the subconscious mind. So the more negative gets stored in the subconscious, it gets reflected back, and this whole becomes bigger. So every day we eat food, every day we eat diet food, every day we take medicines, but still no improvement, mainly because our mind is not mature. So these gunas, our experiences get stored. This gunas is reflecting in the Manipura chakra. And whatever we do mistakes, that mistakes, what happens, we create guiltiness, we create Atma Bharam in the Atma. All this happens mainly because we are not awakening our Kundalini Shakti. So when you are outside in the Maya, when our senses are seeing only outside thing, we are not realizing our duties. So Buddhi has to know the truth that I am not the body, I am Atma. I come to this world to release my karmas. So every day what I am facing in this life is nothing but part of release of my karmas. If good thing happens, release of good karma. Bad thing happens, release of bad karma. Whatever comes to me, accept it. Whatever goes to you, goes for me, accept it. And this is what the Bhagavad Gita says about Karma Yoga philosophy. So this one has to follow. When he is focusing only on his duty, then what happens? His Kundalini Shakti is equally distributed in the entire body. But when he is carried away by the Maya, the senses, ego, and your buddhi, when he is getting carried away by Maya, the intellectual energy gets settled in the Muladhara chakra. When it goes and settles in the Muladhara chakra, the ego dominates and you are carried away by the external events, and this results in hatredness, pride, the egoistic factors like jealousy, hatredness, cunningness, crookedness, vengeance, everything will come each event. The more this negativity you experience, the more your energy becomes negative in the pranamaya. The more the negative energy, automatically what happens? When the energy becomes negative, this cell generation becomes more reduced, that is, deterioration becomes faster, and the binding force between cells becomes weak, and that leads to, when the binding force becomes weaker, then naturally what happens? The chemical disintegration takes place in the physical body that leads to the cause of disease. And this process takes day in and day out, every day. So when you take medicine, what that medicine is for? Because the chemical composition in the particular part of the body has got decomposed, has got disintegrated. Because the energy level in the chakras have become negative, because of that, the cells become disintegrated, and that is the cause for disease. That's to feed it, they give the medicines, the chemicals. But when the whole is there, it is your buddhi is not controlled by, because of the ego, the buddhi in an ignorant state is getting carried away by fear, anger, jealousy, hatredness. When that continues, there is no use of these medicines. Your disintegration further continues, and there is no end for that. So in order to overcome, what you have to do is, you have to awaken your Kundalini Shakti, bring to your buddhi. And with that buddhi, you have to fine tune. So you have to go to the subconscious mind, erase all the negative aberrations in the subconscious mind of the past. Then automatically, this ego has to be cleansed, and the gunas have to be cleansed with using the Kundalini Shakti, and that is being taught in the Atma Siddhi Yoga, where you take your buddhi and Atma to the Vijnanamaya Kosa, where it cleanses the subconscious mind, negative aberrations. And from here, Vijnanamaya Kosa, when you travel to Anandamaya Kosa, and that is the Samadhi state, where you come to me, then I will guide you what to do. The more you go deep inside, the more the negative experiences of the past gets cleansed. Because subconscious mind, where when you started from Paramatma till this particular stage, all the experience in the path, 1 sense, 2 sense, 3 sense, 4 sense, 5 sense, 6 sense, these stages you have crossed. And now I come to this stage. So when you go back, what happens? All the past experiences, using your buddhi, using your Kundalini Shakti, and using your Atma Jyoti, you cleanse all the negative aberrations, and so that you get the path to see the Paramatma. The more you practice this sadhana, the more you cleanse your subconscious mind negativity, the more you travel towards the Paramatma. So when you are traveling towards the Paramatma, you have started slowly cleansing all your karmas. When all the karmas are getting cleansed, and when you and without attachment, because when you are traveling towards the God, you don't have any attachment to this body, you don't have any attachment to these senses, you don't have any attachment to this ego. Everything will vanish, and your focus is only on going towards see the God. Automatically, what happens? Your energy becomes divine, positive. The more the energy becomes divine, the chakras, the Kundalini Shakti has awakened. The energy in the pranamaya kosa when it becomes divine and positive. This feeds the cells with positive energy that imbibe the binding force between the cells becomes more powerful. That enables you to build the immunity power inside you that avoids the disease. When you are in a young stage, when you practice this samadhi dhyan, by which you can keep your energy always divine, positive, so that your cells always remain in the binding with the binding force, so that you can avoid disease right from beginning itself. Even if you have got the disease, by practicing this sadhana, the spiritual sadhana of Atma Samadhi Dhyan, you can overcome the disease and you can live peacefully. So realize the truth. That's what he says. First you know that your buddhi, your senses and your ego, these three things have to be completely cleansed using the Kundalini, awakening of the Kundalini Shakti, using this Atma Samadhi Dhyan, so that your gunas gets cleansed, your ego gets cleansed and your senses get cleansed with divinity. That leads to, make you to take your buddhi to subconscious mind. When you go to Vijnanamaya Kosa, your buddhi goes to first stage of Atma, where the Vijnanamaya Kosa, it reaches the Vijnanamaya Kosa, and from there to Anandamaya Kosa, the Samadhi stage. During the Patha, it cleanses all the negativity in the subconscious mind. The more the negativity in the subconscious mind is cleansed, the more your gunas become pure and divine. The more they become divine, the ego automatically starts vanishing. And your senses sees only on the divinity, and that makes your energy to become positive and divine. This energy positiveness make your body, all the cells positive with more immunity power, and your body helps you to keep your entire body, mind and soul in a synchronized way that keeps your body healthy and you can able to fulfill all your duties successfully. That brings you prosperity, happiness, contentment, peace and this enables you to fulfill all your duties, means you are releasing your karma, and then you travel to the path of Paramatma, that is moksha. Because when you go deep inside to spiritual sadhana, to samadhi dhyan, though you are doing this samadhi dhyan, that doesn't mean you are avoiding the samsaric life. The more you go deep inside, the more your brain becomes, your buddhi becomes sharp, that enables you fulfill all your duties, enable to find solution to all your problems. Because he from inside guides you, the inner voice will guide you the right solution for all the problems, and you can live peacefully, free from all troubles and happily. So practice this, know this truth and achieve success in your life, release all your karma and move the right path. Thank you.